What up, team? I was supposed to do tonight's Elite Network Playbook training call. I spent the last 20 minutes trying to figure it out. We've been having some technical difficulties with the service. For some reason, it says you're live, and it says you have viewers, but people just can't see you. So I've decided that the message that I was going to share on tonight's playbook training was really, really important for a lot of members of the team. That the mentality that I've been building my business with has been working really, really well for me, and I'd like to share it with everybody, as well as go through the playbook. So I'm going to try and go through this quickly. So I'm recording a video now so that I can post this in the Elite Network so that you guys can view this over and over and over again and have access to it. And it's not just a one-time thing. Although we record them and post them, I've decided that tonight, I still want to get this stuff out to the team because I was really excited to do tonight's call. So excuse me for speaking a little bit fast. I don't want to go over the time limit. So, just rewind and go back and rewatch it as many times as you like. But I'm sitting here, guys. This is my room. I got my desk here, got my TV here, ready to build business, got my Verve Remix. Excited for what's been going on across the Elite Network, excited for what's been going on across the company. You look left, you look right, you see people who are experiencing massive growth, and you see people who are struggling. And you wonder, what's the difference? What's the difference between people who see massive growth in their organizations and what's the difference between people who are struggling? And I think there are really three things right now because the playbook's constant. Playbook doesn't change. You look at big businesses in America and really across the world, and they have systems that run them. They don't have people that run them. They have systems that run them. Ronald McDonald doesn't run every single McDonald's. He devised a system, and he runs the system. That system runs those McDonald's, which makes it one of the most successful franchises in the world. So we've devised a system called the playbook, obviously, that's going to allow us to create massive growth in organizations so that it's no longer sponsor dependent. It's system dependent. It's no longer, Luke Kish's fault if you fail. It's no longer Andrew Yeager's fault if you fail. We've devised a system so that if you don't see success in your Vima business and you've had access to a playbook, which everybody does, you dig upline if you don't have one, and you've had access to a playbook, we feel confident saying that it is probably your fault. We've given you the tools and the resources you need to become successful, and a leader wants to be in that position. A leader wants to be able to say they did everything they could to help you become successful. So I think there's really three things that make the difference between somebody who sees massive success and somebody who maybe doesn't see too much success. And the first thing, before I get into all the playbook stuff here, because I can run through that stuff really, really quickly, first thing is coachability. How willing to learn are you? Your coachability, I've heard, is your willingness to change multiplied by your willingness to learn. So how coachable are you? How willing to learn are you? Are you willing to take constructive criticism? Eric Thomas says, if you want to shine like a diamond, you got to be willing to get cut like a diamond. Are you willing to be coached? I was so eager for growth when I started my business. I did just about everything Luke did. If he read a book, I was like, can I get that when you're done? If he listened to an audio, I was like, yo, where did you find that audio? I want to listen to it too. If he started saying something in his presentation, I started saying the exact same thing. I was very, very coachable. I knew that he had what I wanted, and if I just did what he did and said what he said, I would probably get what he had. It's a very, very simple concept. The next thing is attitude. Positive mental attitude. You want to learn something about attitude, you call Andrew Yeager on the phone. This guy has the most incredible attitude you will ever experience in your entire life. It's amazing how positive this guy stays in the most ridiculous situations. He'll tell you that he loves rain and he loves traffic. Wild. Definitely attitude is everything. If you're negative, what do you think is going to be attracted into your life? Negative things. If you're positive, what do you think is going to be attracted into your life? Positive things. It's pretty simple. So we've got coachability, attitude, and work ethic. At the end of the day, there is nothing that beats hard work. That's it. Jim Rohn talks about making up in numbers what you lack in skill. And I could get into that, but it'll take me a couple minutes to get into it, and I don't want to go over the time limit. But think about that concept. If you make up in numbers what you lack in skill, eventually your skill will come up because you're practicing, you're beating on your craft over and over and over again. So just work hard. Work harder than everybody else. It doesn't matter what he's doing, what she's doing. Think about it for yourself. It makes sense. What we're doing flat out makes sense. And in my opinion, I don't think there's a better way for a young person to build wealth. I don't think there's a better way for somebody our age to achieve the lifestyle that they want to live, unless mom and dad owns Microsoft or something, or they're just loaded. I didn't have a big bank. I didn't have a trust fund, and I saw this as really my only way out. So I've decided that I'm going to build this thing really, really, really big. So work ethic, attitude, and coachability, I think, are the keys to success. Now, getting into the playbook here, guys. Got your personal profile. Very, very, very important. Reason being, this first page here, your personal profile, if you've got your playbook out in front of you, it should be your name, your stuff, filled out, everything, good to go. And then the guy who enrolled you, you're going to want to follow that person on social media if you haven't already, because they're going to start posting positive things because their lifestyle is about to change. Their attitude's about to change. So you want their positivity flooding your newsfeed. And that applies to just about everybody on this list. So mine, Andrew Yeager, Luke Kish, Luke Wilborn, Brad Alcaz, Tom Alcaz. And you follow those people on social media, I promise your timeline, your news feed, your input is going to completely change. You're going to see Brad Alcaz's Lamborghini, his Rolls Royce, and be like, I want that. And you're going to be thinking about that. So input, output. That's why we put these things on here, and so you can stay in contact with those people. Dreams. Describe your dream life. Don't shortcut this, guys. This is very, very, very important because this is what's going to keep you motivated. I didn't take any shortcuts. I took up every single line that I could. So, I put the time and effort into my dreams for a reason. And I encourage you guys to do the exact same thing. I could read these, but it's some personal stuff that I'd rather not share with everybody who's about to view this video. So I encourage you guys to, on your own time, really plan out your dreams. Think about the feeling of accomplishing what your dream has here. Don't just attach it to maybe a material item. Attach it to a feeling. Attach it to a place you'll be in and the emotion you'll feel when you're in that place. Why me? Why you are someone who will succeed in VIMA. I'm going to read this one, you guys, because this is important. I will not settle for anything less than I deserve. I have high expectations and I will get what I expect. I will be persistent until I succeed. I understand that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, and I am committed to progress until my dreams become a reality. I will never stop seeking growth, and I will continue to become increasingly better. That is why I will succeed with VIMA. Why VIMA? I have an opportunity to lay a strong financial foundation on a part-time basis while still doing the things I love to do. I get to work with my best friends every day to create wealth. With ever-expanding markets and industries, VIMA is a right place, right time opportunity that I absolutely must cash out on. Income disclosure statement, great, look at it, become aware with the ranks, see where you want to be. Goals are very, 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 very important. I encourage everybody to watch Luke Kish's training webinar on the playbook. He goes deeply into goals on how important they are. I'm going to skip over a few pages here, running out of time. Customer list, affiliate list, don't shortcut it. Your business will be a lot easier to build with a much bigger list. I encourage everybody to make it a goal to not only just fill these pages with names, but fill maybe 2 to 3 more on your own notebook paper. Tyler Small talks about the value of building a big list versus a small list. The difference is when you have a big list, you don't get emotionally attached to calling people. When you have a small list, you care. You're emotionally attached to calling people and you get scared. When you got 400 names, somebody says no, you're like, whatever, dude, I got 399 more people to call. Click. You got 20 names, you're like, I only have 19 more. Make a big list. Approach, customer approach, and business approach. I think having belief in the product and having belief in the business are 2 of the most important things you can possibly have. High belief in the product is going to make you more interested in having good intentions when sharing it because you know it's good for you and it can benefit the health of others. Having high belief in the business model, just goes back to having good intentions when sharing it. If you believe that it can change somebody's financial future, then that's the message you're going to give across. If you believe that that can happen for yourself, it's easy to believe that it can happen for somebody else. How to run a home event, very, 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 very important stuff. Encourage business partners and guests to arrive early. How you run your home event is, in my opinion, everything. Because the culture you set in your home event is like a factory. People remember the way you make them feel when they enter a home event. And that feeling is going to be the reason they come back. Either they grew mentally, they learned something, they grew financially, they made some money, you helped them create a success story and get paid, or they changed physically. They enjoyed the product and they tried it and they want to come back for more. For one of those 3 reasons, that's why people come back to home events. Success system, yes. Perfect. Webinar channel. I encourage everybody to study the videos that have been recorded on the webinar channel the past few months here. The Elite Network has some incredible leaders across the board. Shout out to Lane Dickey, man. He really helped me get the webinar up and running tonight. Unfortunately, we couldn't figure it out together, which is the reason for this video. But I encourage you guys to study his presentation from the other night. It was great, A to Z, on how the business works. So I encourage everybody to really check those out on the YouTube channel, the recorded ones, SoundCloud account, the Elite Network. If I had this when I got started, dude, I'd be retired already. because it's like essentially a shortcut. You have access to the minds of Andrew Yeager, of Luke Kish, of Nick Pelega, of Jesse Munn, of Joe Bruno, of Maggie DePippo, of people who are, phenomenally, as Jeremy Bishop, Tom Allen, people who know how to build a business, who are giving you information on how to go do the exact same thing, all recorded on the SoundCloud account, the Elite Network on SoundCloud. Check out your playbooks, get plugged into the Facebook group. New RA call, there'll be one coming up in like 9 days or something that I'm going to try and get on myself. We'll see. But new RA coming up. I encourage everybody to plug into the new RA call. Quick start training call this Saturday. Going to be phenomenal information on how to start your business. Get your teams plugged in. These are designed for your teams so that people can have, sustainable long-term growth, system-dependent business. And then the six-figure mentorship call. Great stuff. I encourage everybody to connect. You'll learn from people making over $100,000 a year or more. There weren't too many of these when I got started. Now that there's a few more of them, incredible content that's being shared weekly by somebody making over $100,000 or more, almost always under the age of 22. Which is incredible. Very, very rare to get information from such a young mind with such ridiculous results. Personal development is the lifeblood of your business. Personal enrollment and personal development are the lifeblood of your business. So, I encourage everybody to start with your first 7 days. We joke about lately, if you haven't listened to your first 7 days, we won't work with you. And that's, a little bit of a joke, but I wish, sometimes it wasn't. Because if people all listen to the first 7 days CD, I swear I wouldn't get half the questions that I already get. And that's not, me being a jerk. It's just like, it's called your first 7 days. You got the CD for free. You should probably listen to it. So, building your network marketing business, Jim Rohn, great stuff, art of recruiting. I'm running out of time here, but I encourage everybody to really, really plug into this. And I want to show you one thing here. I want to show you one thing before I hang up the call. This is what your calendar is supposed to look like when you're building a business. Used, goals filled out. Every day, something going on. That's what it's supposed to look like. If your playbook calendar looks like this, what do you think your results are going to look like? Blank. Fill your calendar up, guys. Put your calendar in harmony with what you want your results to be. You can use your calendar like a calculator if you do that way. Hopefully this video isn't too long. Sorry about tonight's webinar. I'll be posting this in the Elite Network. Thanks for listening, guys.